All right, who is ready for some more stinking grinding? Ugh. Hey everybody, this is Everyman with Everyman's 40K channel, and I'm back with some more grinding action. Holy cow. Okay, so the last time I left you, we had the left-hand side all complete with the weapon. Okay, so now is the right arm, and we're going to get busy. We're going to get straight into this. So we talked about leaving this arm alone and the scales and the muscles and everything. I have the plug-in or the components here. Okay, again, these came from an orc. So we got an orc claw with a skull. You see the teeth, right? And again, because Khorne and more skulls for the throne of Khorne, right? The blood god. So we always more skulls. So this is going to look good. Okay, that's why I chose it. Some type of other demon or other dragon skull that he got and then encased into his claw. So this is going to be sweet. Now, this is, again, another orc piece. Okay, that's going to be the elbow. This portion here is going to go up under that arm, okay? And then this is going to fit down here like this. So, like he's running, okay? Now that I look at it, he's kind of running like Naruto, right? So, kind of got his arms back. Anyway. My kids watch that, or we used to watch that a while back. Anyway, wow. I just got an image. Naruto running crazy. Okay, so now what we're going to do is this piece here, right? This center section, it's coming out. That is in order for us to relieve or to replace that shoulder or leave that shoulder alone. So now this whole center section is coming out. Most of this front end, right along here, is coming out. Okay, all the way probably back to this little doodad right here. Where's our little trusted red pointer? Okay, here we go. So right here, this is coming back right there to start. I may have to come back even a little bit further. We don't know. But to start, I'm coming off right here, okay, coming around, cutting this out, and then most likely this top piece, cutting that whole front section out, okay? So I'm going to do that. You're not going to have to sit here and watch me cut all this out. That's probably going to take me 20 minutes, maybe even a longer, a half hour to get that the way I want it. So I'm not going to make you guys sit here and just watch me grind away. Now, because we have to get this in position again, centered on this exhaust port, we're going to have to grind the body underneath, right behind the armpit where his lats would be, right? Muscle builders or the guys that work out, he got his lats right behind his shoulder blades, right under the shoulder blades. We're going to have to cut that out because we're going to have to bury this back portion that we're going to save. So that will be visible. No front piece is going to be visible this time, but this hoop, okay, in order for this hoop to work and be positioned correctly so that when we hang this shoulder blade or this armor plate, shoulder plate, it all lines up and looks symmetrical and looks good with the other side. This can't be too far forward. Well, it could be, but right? I mean, because his arm is positioned backwards. I mean, we could actually turn that. So, but again, we're going to play with this. We're going to get everything all lined up, basically is what I'm trying to tell you. So let me go ahead and let me work on this piece first here, okay? All right, let's get going. To help us do that, we're going to use our saw, okay? That's a little saw piece that came with this on Amazon, like I told you before, $29.95. Okay, here we go, grinding away. Okay, now we're going to go to a cutter, like a cutter slash grinder. One of those tools that you see on TV where they punch it through drywall and they cut out drywall. Okay, see how that's crashing? This has to go down to right there. There's our pencil line. Okay, so we have to, that's where this surface right here has to go. So it has to mate up, so it's getting pinched. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna take that back another notch. Okay, so time to start cutting on the doll. Okay, so that's next. I'm going to do one more check and I'm going to mark it again. Okay, so now because I need a straight line here, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go back to this and we're going to cut a straight line. I'm back, and as you can see, we have the last time I left you, I said we're going to cut a straight line. We did cut a straight line, and I went ahead and started grinding and clearancing. So just to give you an idea, this is what we had on this side, okay? Right? Just remember, cutting, grinding, we got a lot of cleanup to do here, a lot of, repairing, a little bit of sculpting work to do. Over here, same thing. We wanted to leave the shoulder. Okay, we talked about leaving the shoulder, leaving the arm, because we got a mechanical thing going on here. So we have this piece, and I just wanted you to see this prior to me gluing all the pieces on, because you didn't really get to on the left-hand side here. So on the right arm, you can see, I mean, the model is hollow. We have a 1.5 millimeter thickness in material. Again, resin. It's ABS like resin. So, I mean, this is just like GW plastic. It's hard as a rock. So, I mean, very durable, very sturdy. You can see down inside here some of the supports, right? Still on the inside hanging out. We got to do a little cleanup, right? We don't want these, after we get this thing built, rattling around in there. And that's it, hollow, you can see 100% all the way down. So then what we're going to do is just show you some fit up, and then I'm going to start grinding and cutting again, okay? So this piece is going to go right in there just like that. So you see a little bit much better fitment once we get it in there and get it glued. I'm working a little bit slower, not such a hack job on this side. So once we get this glued in, it's going to fit, and we're going to give me a little bit less cleanup to do, okay? So let me work on this a little bit more. All this up front here is hidden, okay? That, I know that's disgusting, but it's hidden, okay? So let me do a little bit more work, get this all in position, and then we'll start to talk about the framing of the arm and the shoulder pad, okay, or the shoulder armor, because again, the position ends up not being quite in line with the left side, and I'm gonna have to deal with that, and I got to figure that out. Okay, so I'll be back again. Give me 10-20 minutes. We'll get this glued in, get this squared away, and I'll be back. Yeah, much better this side. Check this out, much better fit. So from here to here, a lot less work to do, filling in repair wise. We have a little bit of repair to do in here, of course, but I'm not worried about it. I can fill that with some kind of pipes and, you know, anything that's kind of mechanical, wires, whatever, right? We can do what we want there. So we glued it here, got it bonded across the top pretty good. We got a little bit more. I just want to add a little bit more glue. Definitely don't want this coming apart after paint, so we're going to secure that up. Next, we're going to put this hoop, okay, or this mount, we're going to center it, and it's easy. The Knight has a system where this right here, this former, let's call it, is centered. Very simple. Let's check the other side and you'll see exactly what I mean. This hoop basically has a center, right? And it's centered on this former. All we have to do is separate this lower section here, which we're not going to use. So from here down, we're just going to separate it. So we're only going to use the top mount. So I'm going to cut it here, cut it down here, and we're just going to kind of bury that hoop in that big opening right along there, and then get it all centered. We'll pre-fit this, right, and then get it done. So let me go ahead and we'll work on that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack this in lightly with a little bit of glue, and then that way we'll know exactly where we need it. So we're going to have to open this up because I can't slide all that down to where I need it. And let me show you why on the other side. See here? Let me get the little trusty red pointer. From here down to here, see the difference in the elevation? So this here, this ring has to go way down, almost riding on that shoulder. Okay, this position right across here where I'm kind of scraping, that hoop needs to come down to rest right above that shoulder almost, which means some of this has to come out so I can do that. So I'm going to do that right now. Still pinching right there. Let me change this up, put the grinder on. So it's hitting right there. You can see this hoop is hitting right there. So again, just more grinding. I want you guys to sit here and watch me grind this thing for 2 hours or whatever. So this is just what it takes to get all this done. So if you guys want to do your own project like this is just the way I'm doing it. I don't know, maybe I'm doing it wrong. See how that angle's wrong? I can't, it's crashing here and crashing back here. So we have to, again, we just got to clearance out a whole bunch more. Almost. So right here again, up front. Okay, I gotta cut the other side out on the sprue because I don't have it cut out, but I need to put them both on so I can check the gaps and everything. I'll be right back. Let me go ahead, this is not on yet. Let me go ahead and set this up so you can see what we ended up with. Okay. So we kind of glued right in there, right? Kind of got a bit of glue in back there. Okay, so now let me show you. So carapace goes on. We're going to glue this on shortly. Exhaust is centered. I mean, perfect. Left to right, they are in exact positions. Left to right, okay? Armor plate. First one. Okay, look at that gap. Okay, and then, like I said, we can adjust the gaps as we're gluing. But look at that. Okay, so both of them are on and gaps are set. We just need to start gluing and like solidly mounting, okay? See that, how they're flat? Gonna be nice and level, not pointed in oddball directions. I mean, we're ready. This is so sweet. So at this point, all I gotta do is glue these on. I gotta work on this arm. So now again, this is the right arm. So we're gonna finish here, but for the most part, the top carapace, shoulder plates are done. Now it's the arm. So I'm gonna work on the arm next. So as we discussed, what we have is we got this claw, monster claw, and we have this little orc piece here that's going to fit in there. So we're going to have to grind that on the back part because that angle we got to get changed because that angle's not right to that arm. Okay, so we gotta get that tube, the center line of this tube, heading towards that shoulder or that shoulder joint. Otherwise, it's gonna look funky. So again, we're gonna have to start sanding. Basically, we're just gonna take our super aggressive emery board and we're just gonna start sanding that angle right in there. So let me go ahead. Might as well start. Let me get this done. Okay, so just like that, just test fit, see if we got the angle right. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I mean, we can glue. As I'm gluing, I can bend it, turn it, I can again, adjust the angle, because bottom line is we're gonna still have to sculpt. So I gotta put the bicep into this. I gotta sculpt the back of the elbow, right? We gotta get it into shape better. So I think we can go ahead and glue. I can set the angle and then lock that in. And that's not gonna go anywhere. I mean, in order for me to break this after I sculpt it, I mean, I'm gonna have to drop this. So, okay. Now, next part is the weapon. This part here, and that's it. And again, just all about squaring things up. That's it. All right, there we go. That's it. Now, the only thing I'm not liking, and I'm going to bring your attention to it, is I don't like the distance from here all the way to this joint. I'm thinking I should have probably took about a ½ inch out of here and just stuck this steel tube with these tubes right here, right up inside here, and brought this elbow and brought everything much closer to this joint. So again, I got to look this over. I got to now decide if I want to cut that off and make some changes. So, but okay, so we're going to end this here. Okay. We talked about this is going to be the right arm. The right arm is done. You've seen this. You've seen the carapace. You've seen everything. We got it all assembled. So we're going to close this right arm out. What I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to re-glue a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to make sure that all this is solid, will never come off. And then probably glue the carapace on minus these things, okay, because the shoulder pads or shoulder armor, because I do still need to sculpt, and I do not want to obstruct my ability to get in here and start sculpting and closing some of these gaps up. So what we'll do is we'll put this on. That'll give me an idea of where I need to sculpt, and then once I come back on the next video, a lot of this will be assembled and will be ready to go. Okay, so hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, and tell all your friends on social media that I'm out here. That's the only way I get noticed, is word of mouth. And like we always say on the channel, may all your dice rolls come up 6s unless you're looking for that 1, fellas. Peace out.